Okay, I'm just basically doing this to show what I've found out about how to use the sound sensors. Not the parabolic microphone, just the sound sensors. I haven't really gotten that good at the parabolic microphone yet. I haven't really played with it much. So the sensors are a little bit not useless. They're a little bit limited in use. They seem to be more of a solo thing. So we're going to start with Tanglewood. I'm not going to show the full hunt here. I'm just going to show the different locations. Okay, so sound sensors mostly useful while you're solo because you're not going to have any extra noise from your allies running around.
Alright, we're here.
Okay.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before
So
starting the investigation.
Doesn't really matter because we're not going to be dealing with that. I brought all my sound away. Okay. Okay. Go. Some of these, especially the bigger maps, I'm probably just going to dump in, show what I can about these sensors, and then that's it. Okay, so first two spots I place is here and here, because this one will catch this whole area, that room, that room, that room. This one will catch this whole area, including the garage. If the ghost is in the foyer, they will both probably catch some. And if it's downstairs, we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. So, we already had an EMF level 5. So the foyer, the second one, is one going off. So it might be in the garage, it might be in the utility room. At this point, I would generally start saying, that's evidence, I might as well go look into that, and start bringing out the, what do you call it, the thermometer. But I'm going to show you the other placements I find here. There's another thing that could be causing that, though, as well. Okay. So you want to get on the outer edges as much because it senses outward. It doesn't sense back. So there, and I think the next one we want is here. In theory, we should have it, if it's in the garage or the utility room, the kitchen one and the foyer one should both be dinging. It might also be downstairs because sound can move through ceilings and floors. Hello. So, the kitchen's going off. This foyer is going off, and that foyer is going off. Now, here's the thing. This is a good hint that it is in this area. But then this one wouldn't hear anything. Well, yep, that is now another big area because something big just happened in around there. So in that area onto that area, probably maybe the utility room. While that one didn't hear much of anything. I've only dropped 1% sanity because I haven't been in the house much at all. And it kind of already narrowed it down to a thing. Now this is Tanglewood. With a little bit more sanity, I could have done a little bit anything. But I'm going to guess, unless it's in the basement, it's going to be the utility room. It could not be, because ghosts can make noise in places where the, other than its main room. And yep, I'm thinking Not here. Not here. So we'll see if it's something loud happened here. Okay. Okay. So it's this room, this building is small enough that you could almost get the same amount of space covered in using the thermometer in the same amount of time. Wow. But you would have greater exposure on your sanity thing. This is an intermediate level one, not a professional, because I was just looking for location. But anyway, those are my main ones there. That covers. It covers into all. That sort of placement covers into all the rooms on the upper floor. And as a note, I've had sound things come up from the basement into this. And also as a note, you don't always get sound in the ghost room. Sometimes it's very quiet. And other times you get sound everywhere like you have now. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this part and go on to the next map.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation. I've also written some notes on the
Doesn't really
whiteboard
matter.
if you need them.
Okay. So this is Edgefield.
Reports of light switching. Possibly harmless, but be careful out there.
Okay. This is light switching. Not light switching. This is Edgewood, which is a little bit like the bottom floor. This is a good. I didn't intend to do this, but this is a good thing anyway. This is the bottom floor is very similar to Tanglewood, but okay. I could put one down there, but I'm going to put one here instead, and that'll get a lot of the rooms next to here. The other one I'm actually going to put upstairs. And yeah, I'm going to put it here. Okay. Now, should have most of the left side of the building covered, and the upstairs caught something already. Okay. So as you can see, the one we put downstairs has most of that covered. And the one we put upstairs has most of that covered. So what I'm going to do is going to go upstairs and put one on this far corner here that is between the master room and that, I think it's the girls' room. The other benefit you have of placing these is it labels them and it tells you what the label is in the system, which is useful for, like, this is professional, so my sanity's a little bit bigger hit this time. Tells us this is useful for knowing what the responses on a Ouija board would be. So we got two. It's doubtful to be downstairs. My second one for downstairs would be over here, right there, and then I would just miss the utility and the bathroom and the utility there. Which I would have to check out manually. But again, sound can drift. Sound that is happening in another place can be picked up on one different sensor. Also, sensors cover a big area. What you're trying to do here is trying to narrow down your hunting thing with minimal exposure to being in the house. It's more of a solo thing. If you're with other people, this isn't going to be a generally useful thing because you're just going to be generally they're going to get information. You're going to get more information by spreading out than you would. And sometimes, I mean, if you got 3 of your people going one way and you're just carrying, like I do item monkey when I'm playing with my family. If I'm item monkeying out here, I'll place one that I think in a direction nobody's gone yet if I have the opportunity. Usually I don't. Okay. So the upstairs hallway just had a big hit. And the bathroom just had a big hit, which tells me there's stuff going on up there. And you see there's a manifestation, a thing that happened. So, I think there's a couple places it shares, and that would be the room that's right up top the stairs. Would be a big thing, and the other one would be up there. So, and of course, there's the opportunity that it is somewhere nearby, but it is definitely taking place upstairs. At this point, we have made it to where we didn't have to go downstairs at all. A lot of times I end up going over the whole house anyway, especially these smaller ones when I go looking for the bone. But that is optional. Why do I only have one crucifix? Oh, because I already picked one up. Okay. Okay. So this is one of my... And not proving this one. Okay. So, the next one is this one. And that explains the loud noise, because somebody turned on the sink. So there we go. Done. Located. Well, let's check out my sanity. In the 80s. That's pretty heavy for as little as I was in there. I'll move on to the next one. I'm going to close this now. I'll probably finish this up because I finished up the previous one. These small maps are easy to get through sometimes. And then I'll pick up the next one on the next map. Okay, so welcome to Grafton, and it's an intermediate. Okay, cool.
And remember to check the whiteboard for help.
So, Grafton is annoying as far as placing sensors goes.
We've had reports of violence, and it looks like
That was weird.
hurry.
Why did I bring all those max strong flashlights? Oh well. Okay, so let me look at the map here. This is a massive square footage. The best use of this is the sound sensors is to eliminate the upstairs, in my opinion. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. I don't think the map really truly shows how massive the Grafton first floor is for a one-family house. I'm not entirely certain it is really a one-family house. Okay. So, I'm curious what this room is called. I think it's going to be called utility room, but I want to see. Okay, I usually put it on the window or over there. Either or will get both rooms. Okay. So we're going to go down. It turned off the breaker and started doing steppy steps. Oh dear. Okay. So we've got no data. Storage and nursery. Okay, cool. So this is how big this map is. It's a small map still, but that's how big this map is. That's what the sensors cover. So the next thing we'll be doing is putting one here on the bathroom. I lost 2% there. Okay. And we're going to put one downstairs. Not exactly sure where to put one downstairs, because like I said, I haven't found any real good places downstairs. All the good places are upstairs. And good is relative. I think the ghost is downstairs. Okay. I hear you. So what I'm going to do is put it here, and that'll get the kitchen and the living room there. I'm not sure what that room is. It's stepping around me. Okay. So, still has no information. Well, not no information. We've ruled some places out. The upper floor is almost definitely not. Okay, we're going to have to go back there anyway. So at this point, another good one might be over there. Oh, but look at that. We got a hit in the kitchen. Okay. Another good one might be over there in that long, narrow area to the right on this map, next to this room. Some sort of storage thing there. If you put it there, you can get that room, and that room. I'll show you what that is in a moment. Okay. Let's go get that. Okay. It's moving around a lot though, so it could be in here, it could be in there, it could be in there. It is first floor. What is my sanity at this point, by the way? 98. Pretty good. Here's a fun thing. The thermometer can sort of read through walls. It's right here. And this is why we had sound go off suddenly. Is because it is in here in the front room. But we're going to go back here. There we go. Pull is a pull. Is a pull. Okay. So grab this. Turn that on. Grab this. And what I mean by a good place to put it is this room here. Good-ish. And I'll put it here, and I'll show you where it covers on the map. Hi! I kind of knew you were here. You kept stepping around me while I was walking through there. I'm mostly doing this to show places where I would put the sound sensor. So I was kind of ignoring the steppy step. See, right there, if you put it there, you get those 4 rooms. If I put it a little bit further on, I could have hit this room and this room. But I also would have missed out probably on the top 2 floors. So in there is a way to get some stuff placed. Ideally, maybe put one at that room way up there, the small one, and then one at the bottom right here, and maybe you could get this whole right side. But the bottom floor of this map is just huge in terms of what the sensors can cover. So you're better off using them to rule out the upstairs first. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so this is Bleasdale.
And remember to check the whiteboard for help.
Okay.
There's been no reports of violence or sightings, but please remain careful.
Just pro forma. Donna Anderson, everyone, salt, ghost event, photo. Not getting any of that because not focused on that right now. Okay. Bleasdale has a couple good spots to place things. I'm going to say just ignore the attic. There is no good spot to place in the attic. However, there's a couple good spots on the upper floor. I like to put in here, though that does weed out the ones right behind that. And I also like to put here. Okay. And actually, this is going to be somewhat experimental, which I already got after myself for doing an experimental Ridgeview, and I'll have to reshoot that because my experiment didn't work. But we'll try that instead. I thought I heard things squeaking around up there, so I'm thinking it's an upstairs ghost. You need flat surface to place sound sensors, so the attic has almost nowhere to place them. But I'll show you real quick. Hallway and hallway. What putting those two hallway sensors does. Okay. So, where I have it here, and the new place that I have it is almost as good as the normal place. If I put it in the normal place, actually it's just as good. Between these two, I've got almost every room covered except for that one and the attic. There's no sound going off in there. There's also no activity, so that doesn't mean much. And this is a amateur, so my low sanity, the low sanity drain doesn't mean much, because all I was doing was looking for map. I didn't look at the difficulty level. But that's where that goes. I can place, I'm going to move this one to show you where I normally place it. And what ends up happening is this bathroom gets overlapped a lot. And I'm going to see about another thing out there. Let's see if I can place it on the stairwell there. In the meantime, we're also going to place two down here. Now this has a little bit of the issue that we had with, what do you call it, Grafton, in that it's fairly large. But there are two decent spots that can cover a lot of rooms. And we're going to go to... Oh, it's amateur and we're still in safe spirit. We're going to go through the house. Normally I would go around and come at them from behind. Okay, so one of them is here. This will get both the front two rooms. The other one is here. And for least exposure, I would enter through here. And there's another entrance over here. And that's for least exposure as solo. Just being cautious. So I would... Actually, either the front door or this door are equally fine for placing this one right here. But and then you might as well go and place the other one if you're doing that. Now I'm going to go upstairs and move the... do another experiment here. Because I think I should be able to place it on this. I am not. But what we can... Ooh. That's... Yeah, that's not good. Let's see if there's... This isn't bad. Okay. So if I put it here... Okay. This should get a lot of the spaces that I've been missing with my original hallway placement. Which I didn't show you because, you know, I moved it on the map. Okay. So now looking at the bottom floor, we've got the garage is not covered. The front two rooms are covered. The kitchen is dipped into a little bit. That hallway and the bathroom are covered. And the office is not covered. Upstairs, the utility room is not covered. But everything else has a little bit dip. So either here on the hallway or there in that bathroom seem to be a good idea. I mean, if they're in that bathroom, you'll get more rooms. Because it's even dipping into the utility room just a little bit. Interesting. So I think what we're going to find, it's either in the attic, which I would expect to kind of hear a little bit more, or it's going to be in the office or the garage. But that's it. You can also put stuff here in the kitchen. I mean, if you put one here, and I'll show you that in a little bit, because this is not having a thing. I might as well go ahead and show you one of my other things. There isn't really good placement for the garage, because the most you can get placing it in the garage is the garage in the office. So it's not really a good place to put it. I guess that does rule out cover 2 rooms, but this one right here on the wall covers both the front and back. You can also put it on the thing jutting out here, the little bit of wall there. But I'll go ahead and show you one more time. I'll go and show you the. I'll go and show you this real quick, and okay, this is a smaller ground floor than Grafton. Okay, so one way to place it. This right here will cover the same thing as placing it there, so there's no reason to go all the way that far, to be honest. If I do this, I now have the office covered, and I'll show you it won't get into the garage. Okay. Well, we now have the kitchen and the office covered. I mean, you could have sound in that gray area, but it would tend to fill the entire room and still get picked up. So it could be the attic and it could be the garage are the most likely candidates. And we're going to go ahead and do a search. And I goofed around a little bit here. I would not usually move around the sensors that much. I place them, I generally, even solo, I place them once and then I just search the areas that are either indicated by the sounds or avoid the areas that are indicated by the lack of sound. One of the two. But we're going to go ahead and go here. And as since we're looking at the garage, I'm going to come over here. To be honest, I could just poke through here and measure it through the wall, but I don't know how trustworthy that is. Plus, it seems a bad habit to get into if they ever fix that. So you see, we don't got anything here. It could turn out that the ghost is just being quiet, and it's in one of the rooms I've already covered, but it's just being quiet for now, for some reason. That is entirely possible. In which case, you save no time because you end up searching the areas that aren't indicated on your map, that aren't covered by your sensors, and then you go back and say, "Hey, I didn't get anything." Yeah, see, kind of already knew that. And you don't end up saving any time at all. And then, of course, it's an attic ghost. Okay, which is horrible. Okay, because yeah, okay. Attic ghosts are terrible. Anyway, talk to you later. Going to go ahead, go back to the truck, finish up this this investigation. And then I'll go on to another one, probably Ridgeway, since it's the last. I need to re-film it. I'm going to include the experimental one I did, but I'm not going to have it be the main thing. And then go on to some of the mediums. Actually, I've got a lot of this done. I'll save it now for the small ones and just cut it together here. It's the same situation with the medium maps. The only of the bigger maps where I find that the sound sensors are especially useful is the prison. That's because if you put I might do a prison just to show it. Yeah. Okay.
Get set up before investigating.
Okay, it is another amateur because I just went for the first Ridgeview I could find.
Got the intel. Looks like
Okay,
this is going to be a tough
cool.
one. We've had reports of fire.
I'm not checking the intel because I'm not interested. I'm actually not even going to complete this hunt. Okay, so the great spots for this. First floor. Here. Here. Okay, so as you can see, there's a strip in the middle there, and the dining room. These areas aren't getting really covered, but you get a lot of that area and a lot of that area, so you can rule out those. Okay, upstairs, the next two. This is my normal thing. I find good places to put stuff, and I just place them out, and then I start investigating around that. Okay, so first here, second here. Make sure you push the right button. Unlike motion sensors, sound sensors don't need to be at a particular height to work. So that works well. Okay, this is amateur, so you won't get a really good view of how much sanity I take in a professional run. That looks like an EMF level 4. Okay, so this is here, and that covers there. Now, note the kitchens can pick up things above and sound sensors can pick up things above and below them. I found sometimes. So it's going to be that area overlapping. What I think we'll find is it is somewhere in this hallway, I think, because all three of those sensors are picking it up, and that feels like it could be this room here, but it might be the hallway. So we're going to look for that real quick. Yep. Thought I saw it. I think that was just my flashlight. Yep. Cool, cool. Go. Nope. So, not that closet. I think it's probably going to be in here. And I am wrong. Okay. Now, here's the issue that you run across with sound sensors. If you get to an especially active ghost that's all over the place, you're going to have problems. And there's also the fact, now that I think about it, that the upstairs bedroom readers could be picking up sound from below. So this is the case where it didn't really help me much because I ended up, aha, it's in the garage. Okay. So, yeah, this is a case where it didn't help me much. Because I took that initial silence from the kitchen to be a thing, and I had two other sounds from below. I didn't think the fact that all three of these sensors overlap the what do you call it? Overlap the garage. So, yep. But on the other hand, I did not have to go in there. I did not have to go in the basement, and I'm still at 4% sanity, though in professional I'd probably closer to be 90%, maybe 88 or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to do a, I think I saw an EMF level 5. I'm just going to call it a shade and move on. I'm probably wrong. Talk to you later. Okay, so the prison. The only other map... The only other map... Because the high school... Well, there's something useful with the high school, but I haven't really seen much with, like the Asylum. You can rule out an entire wing, where you can put, you have enough sensors to cover an entire left or right wing. But that's it. And once you place it, it's odious. It's rather irritating to remove them. This is a good place. It'll cover most of this. Okay. And one other good place. Actually, there's a couple good places in here. I'm not going to go that far. This hits most of what you want. Okay. That sound, unfortunately, is just environmental. It's not the ghost doing anything. It's just something that happens every so often in this map. That little squeaky sound in the distance. So you could go all the way around and place that a little bit closer to the library and get a little bit deeper into other rooms, but the goal of using the sound sensors is to limit your exposure, so it doesn't make sense to do that. Okay. So we've got some overlap here. The entire entrance area is covered, and most of the, so we got most of, with those two placements, we've got most of the central things covered. I didn't, oh, it's an amateur. Okay. That's why I'm still at 100. So that is most of that covered. If you place one over here or over here, it will go into the left block and the right block. If you place one in the block, it will cover most of that block. But we're going to go upstairs from here. And we're going to place one here. And then we're going to probably place one in this area somewhere. So, here we go. I wonder if you don't have any sanity drain at until the timer runs down. Probably. I mean, you got like a safety 5 minutes to set up. We'll see. I also turned on a light. That's another reason why my sanity drain didn't happen much. Okay. So, again, the goal is to have as little time spent in here as possible while covering the most amount of space as possible. This is a large enough map that I probably won't go searching for the ghost room because it could be a big deal even with this. Okay. And there. And then don't go to the other one. You have a stairwell down right here. Take a right. Take a right because that's the only other way we can do. Going to go out and take another right. Yep. Again, realize that everything behind the sensor is not going to be red. It'll pick up things above and below it, but it won't pick up anything behind it. So that's why you want to aim for outer walls as much as possible. Okay. Hey, there's an EMF 4. Okay, so as you can see, we got most of the upstairs done. We've got a little bit into every section, except for those things. We got no sound, which doesn't mean it's not these places, but it means that I would probably search them last. My next thing would be to search one of the cell blocks, either A or B, and then go through the outdoors to the other one and then come and search that. And if I don't find anything in those places, then I start going searching the places that I've already covered. Or well, first I would come back here. And let's see. I'm going to probably be wrong, but I thought I saw this. I'm going to go Oni because there have been a lot of Onis this run. And I'm going to be wrong, but here we go. Okay. Just going to show you me being wrong real quick. Okay. It was a phantom. Okay. No experience. Okay. Okay, let's... Again, difficulty doesn't matter since I'm not really looking to finish this. This is the Brownstone High School. That's the entrance at the top there. We're going to come in through there. We'll probably come in through one of the side things first, because I think what I'll do actually, yeah, I'll go in through here and then go up to one of the side things, because I'm going to show you one of the useful things I do. There isn't much in here beyond just labeling, holding a sound sensor so that you can label the position of the ghost room on the map when you find it. It isn't a particularly useful tool here because the Brownstone is so much bigger than the prison, and the things involved are just way out there. So here, and then going this way. There we go. And here. And again, goal is minimal exposure. I could have gone right outside and come back in. I probably could have placed one in the entranceway, to be honest, and then come right outside and place the other one. But doing that, there's going to be a lot of overlap in the entranceway as it is, and I'm kind of minimizing that. And we'll show you where on the map this already has shown up. As you can see, we got most of the, well, it's on this is the right side, but it's the left side of the map. With just those two. We've got no sound though. Okay. So now we're going to go the other way. This is also going to be another no experience thing because just... Okay. So there isn't much good places to put it. You can't put it on here. See? So, I mean, you could put it over there, but I want to place as far to the edge of the map as possible. And then we just do the same thing as we did. We walk through here. I could go through the entrance to avoid exposure. That would be wise thing, especially if you're uncertain. you have some leeway at the beginning of a hunt because it's not going to hunt investigation, rather. I like saying investigation rather than hunt because it's not going to hunt you. Here we go. Now that entire bottom thing, there is no noise. So in all likelihood, what I would do now, I haven't saved much time, but I would start moving in. I would probably start, I know from experience that placing these here will, because I have a video that I haven't put up yet that I've already processed. This same setup heard sound in this hallway. I went up here, this hallway was under 10 degrees, and actually what it was the entire hallway was 10 degrees because this bathroom over here was freezing, and freezing temperature creates cold temperatures in rooms next to it. So that was that. Anyway, we're gonna fingerprints. I don't know. Random. I'm gonna say spirit. And you can watch me be wrong and get 0 experience, 0 money. And I get a complaint that I got people killed. Oh, it was a demon.
There's some jobs ready for you.
Okay, Asylum.
And prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
It is a professional asylum. But that's fine. We're not going to be in there long enough to... Okay. Going to show you what you can do here. Okay. Let's see. So, I'm going to place here. Normally I would turn some lights on so my sanity drain is minimal. I'm just going to, okay, put that there. I've stopped using sound sensors on Asylum really, and this is what I'm going to show you why. I'm not going to look at the map really. I'm going to just grab the sound sensors, and I'll show you in a little bit. Oh, I'm going to have to look at the map. So that covers a nice large section. What is my sanity? 97. Cool, 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 cool. Gonna go ahead and turn these lights on just to keep good habits up. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Run into a door and get stuck. There's my sound sensor. Okay. That's not my... That's interesting. Is my second sound sensor over here? It is. Okay, cool. Could put one here. But I think I'm going to go to the next... Nope, not that much space. Okay, cool. And I think here. Okay. Keep going. Yay. The white noise is very disturbing. Okay, I'm going to take a right over to here. Okay, this is going to be in because, again, I'm not finishing this map. I've done a lot of Phasmophobia today and I have other things I need to do. But, okay. Okay, so there. We've covered that entire map with the exception of the stairwell and this little tiny storage closet type thing, whatever that is. That was an EMF 4. Okay. Seems useful, right? But the amount of time we took to go through that wing is about the same amount of time it takes. We didn't go all the way to the end, so... Oh, and look, my sanity's down at 90. It's almost as long... It takes almost as long, especially since you have to come back for the other two. It's probably not giving you any benefit to not just take the thermometer and go and look through and quickly scan through everything, to be perfectly honest. And if I was doing that, I would have gotten an objective at least. And the other thing is, it's really unlike the small maps where you can move them around if you want to try some things out and narrow some things down. You can't really do that effectively here. It would take me traveling all the way to the end and grabbing that and having empty spaces in my inventory and going all the way over here. It's really not feasible to do it on the map this size. Now I have sort of ruled out this entire thing. We've got activity going on and there's no sound over here, which probably means it's over on this side. It might be downstairs. But still, I didn't save all that much time. I didn't save all that much sanity going back and forth, especially where the first time I didn't turn on the lights. That was a issue. And what you can do, however, and this is a thing you can do, is once you have found, even on this map, on any of the maps, once you have found the ghost room, take one of these sensors and place it in the ghost room, because that way it lights it up on the map and it makes it easier for anybody in the truck to see this is the ghost room. Anyway, saw that EMF 5. I'm going to say you're an Oni because I'm just kind of random, but like the first 3 or 4 were Oni, so... It was a Gen. I had no XP. I have a fair amount of money though. So that was sound sensors. It's not a pinpointing instrument, but it is a tool for saving you some exposure while you're solo. The more you have to go deep into the facility in order to place them, the less useful they become. So they are relatively useful in like the high school. I guess covering that first area can be done really easily with minimal exposure. You could even do it with less exposure than I did. And then you've ruled out, not really ruled out, but you've deprioritized the entire front part of the map. With the smaller maps, with the prison, there are some good places to put it. You can deprioritize the entire center area if you want to, and you can do that with less than a minute of placing things. And then another less than a minute, you can deprioritize the entire upstairs, or if you're lucky, you'll get a hit. With the smaller maps, as I showed you, they're pretty good. You can hit them pretty easily. Anyway, that's that. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so we're in intermediate Bleasdale now.
And remember to check the whiteboard for help.
Okay. No, Ridgeview, not Bleasdale.
Looks like this is going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence, and it looks like they left in a hurry.
Okay, so you come in through here, and here's the garage. There's the living room, the dining room. I don't know what that is actually, that room there. Kitchen's right there, entryway, which is sometimes where it is. This is the living room. Yeah, this is the living room right here. I don't know what that small one is over there. Music room? I don't know. There's a bedroom here, there's a storage here, and there's a bathroom here. Okay, so for quick things, I mean, a good ideal spot would be way over here in the bathroom, but that gives you exposed a lot. I mean, we're just going to be ducking in real quick. So actually might not be a terrible idea to do this little bit thing. Go all the way over here, go to this bathroom, and then all the way over here and get onto whatever that is. Oh, don't need two of those. Okay, usually what I would do is put one here on this stairwell, but I'm going to go ahead and experiment a little bit because just curious to see how much better this works. Okay, so the first one is going to be back here, not there, not here, here. I think this is like a guest room or something. I don't know. Okay, the next one's... This might not work very well because this is a fairly large first floor. I usually put it here, but we're going to put it here instead, I think. And we're going to go out and see what happens. I already heard things moving around, so this is probably a first floor ghost. Yep, okay. So what is that? It's called a hallway. That is a hallway. Interesting. So the downside of this is obviously that it only covers right there. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to replace that one, but first I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to place a couple up here. Place probably one there. And maybe one along the wall there. Okay. So we're going to go upstairs. Yeah, you're down there and you're playing the piano. I'm showing people a thing. One there. And the other one, I think I got turned around as to which way was which. But we'll put it here anyway. Okay. And then we'll reposition the one that's downstairs. We already know where it is. It's in that music room back there in the hallway alcove. Just do this to show you where it would cover on the map. It likes playing that piano. So you can put it right here. And it would probably cover a little bit into this area. And it's stepping around in there too. Now, we know we're not going to get any sound from the one upstairs. Probably not going to get any sound from the one down. Ooh, geez, we get sound from everything. Okay. So, the upstairs ones, those two, the one that was placed on the stairwell right there, and the one that was placed on the back of the bathroom right there, cover most of the second floor. So with 2 sound sensors you can rule out most of the second floor. Now most of the activity we're hearing is in that hallway thing, but you notice the sound's coming from all over the place. It could be upstairs, but most of what we're hearing physically is that, not there, right there, that hallway. This is the downside of the sound sensors, is that they pick up sound from all over the place. See, now they're getting sound everywhere. And the ghost isn't always making sound. So, on the plus side, this one that we moved here now covers that entire living room, the entryway, and it cuts into the kitchen and the dining room a little bit. But you notice the living room just started being quiet, and now it's noisy again. I think that is because it is moving around, and there's, see, that's that piano thing going off. You look for really big, loud sounds like that. That's hardly, even if you're playing with other people, those big spikes like that are usually the ghost. So, yep. I've already been pretty sure of where I was going to find it. Just wanted to show on the map the sound sensor coverage. And again, this is mostly a solo thing. I mean, yep. You're back here. You're in through here. Okay, cool. This is mostly a solo thing, but like, when my family does it, a lot of times one person goes upstairs, one person goes to the basement, and last time somebody went off that way, so I put one... since my brother was going that way, my sister was going downstairs, and my friend was going upstairs. I decided, since doing my item carry thing, put one there to cover the wing of the house that nobody was going to yet, and it would cover. See, now they're both getting that whole area right there. So this is something I wanted to look at. There's no reason to go all the way back to that hallway and do the one that I had in the hallway, because going all the way back there covers the same spot as that spot right there. So that remains the best spot. Okay, so the back hallway thing is not the best idea. So we're going to do one more experiment, because we're going to do things the way I normally do them. That one there, and I'm going to move the one that's right there over to here. Yeah, my sanity's still over 90. Okay. Even though I'm goofing around a lot. Even if it's a banshee, which I don't think it could be. Oh, yep, I hear you. Okay, so with that one there, I would also probably put this one here. And let's refresh myself on what that looks like on the map. That does leave a big area up the middle that isn't covered. But if you're not getting sound, that's a clue. So, now it looks like this. So, yep, again, don't have to go all the way to the back there like I did this time on the experiment. Just have to go to that spot right there, that spot there, and that spot there, and you've got most of the ground floor. In fact, yep, and that's the piano going off again. So, that's Ridgeview's sound sensors, and of course upstairs is just getting all the residual noise. Upstairs Ridgeview, and then of course you could put one in the basement if you don't get anything. I will note again, it's possible to pick up basement on a ground floor thing. I don't think it's possible for the upper floor to do it. So if these were quiet and these were getting very little noise, I might start thinking it was the basement. But anyway, time to move on.